Welcome back to the Friday Club Break Time with interviews. Today we're speaking with Anastassiya Nevenchannaya, Marketing and PR Director at Haileybury, Kazakhstan. Anastassiya, thank you so much for joining us today.
Sophia, thank you very much for inviting. I'm a big fan of your club, and it's a big pleasure for me, and I'm honored to be a part of your club and be the guest speaker.
Brilliant. Well, it's our privilege to have you here. Before we jump in, Anastassiya, could you tell us a little bit more about yourself, your background, and how you came to be the Director of Marketing and PR at Haileybury?
I joined Haileybury almost 5.5 years ago. And before joining Haileybury, I was head of marketing and communications at Deloitte here in Kazakhstan, but overseeing the whole Caspian region, 4 countries. Kazakhstan was a headquarter, and we had 4 countries to oversee. And obviously, my marketing communications experience, most of my expertise came from this experience from international consulting firm. And 5.5 years ago, I was invited at Haileybury here, Almaty and Astana, to lead the marketing function and build this department and this area here in Kazakhstan. And at the moment when I started, it was a great platform to start from a very first beginning, as schools are growing, and by that time, that was the right time, right moment to start our professional marketing journey with following Haileybury UK as our main brand example benchmark.
I find it really interesting on these interviews, Anastassiya, because most school marketers didn't start in school marketing, they started elsewhere. Do you think there's anything from your background in consulting that's particularly relevant in schools marketing?
So obviously my experience in the consulting was completely relevant to start the marketing at schools. When you look at the product from a business perspective, this is a business, even though it's a school. But if you start all the processes and implement all tools like we used in the corporate world, everything works perfectly from my point of view.
So if I just talk about what I perceive as quite a challenge you've got with your digital marketing, because you've got 2 sites, Astana and Almaty, and I noticed on your website you have several languages that your content's available in. How do you manage the different communications that go out between the 2 sites and in all of the different languages?
So our marketing office obviously overseeing all our wheel consists of digital marketing, obviously, social media, advertising, brand, and events. And in nowadays, in this modern world, obviously digital marketing probably is the most worth considering and putting resources and time into promoting our schools digitally. So from my point of referring to your question about the website, yes, that's probably my biggest project at these schools, and it's changed within the time a little bit, so we tried to follow HUK design. Obviously, our website is more complicated because of, yes, to represent 2 schools at the same time, and 3 languages for each school. And but how we call the website, it's encyclopedia. For the families who want to explore more about the school, it's more information based, but for promotion and recruitment, I will talk about more details about this a little bit later. We're using virtual school experiences websites, which are and now a little bit integrated into our main website. But I will come to this project a little bit later. And before that, I want to briefly explain our digital marketing concept. What
Absolutely, please do.
From my point of view, are the most promising platforms and where I think worth investing time and resources, and what we obviously trying to develop and grow. So it's social media, of course, and this is our primary communication channel. So where we communicate on a daily basis with our communities, with our potential parents, with our current parents. And I don't know how it is in other locations, but in Kazakhstan, probably #1 social media is Instagram. So that's our #1 platform. And so that's where our community is growing very organically, and where we obviously enjoying the most this platform, and gives us the biggest feedback. Another platform from my point of view that was considering for future promotions is YouTube also. And we have our channels on both YouTube for both schools. We're trying to mirror where possible. And from this year, we trying to change the strategy for YouTube and have it as a blog rather than just a storage of the videos. TikTok is another very trendy social media where we're trying to have our presence. We tried in last year to come, but the project wasn't 100% successful. And this is a very specific social media where even our academic colleagues, they still have doubts in the success of that platform, but us as the marketeers, we think we should be there, and it's naturally for kids. And of course, every platform has its own audience that you follow, and we need to adapt the content we're obviously delivering at these platforms, but TikTok worth considering. One of the other promising platforms from my point of view for digital marketing is influence marketing. It's a cooperation with influencers who can refer in their communications to our brand. And also this is something we tried, we considered, but it doesn't work perfectly and ideally as it can be, but this is our future target.
That's really interesting. I've not heard of any school who's gone down that route before. Are you able to tell us a bit more about what you did with the influencer marketing?
So our parental community, we have quite influential parents in our list, and we wanted to partner with them in terms of that. So they explain how they see the education. Some of them did a really good job, and without even asking, they're bloggers, parents, and they tell about the school. They, for free, absolutely on a free of charge basis, they do not charge us anything, but they tell how the child grows, how the child develops, what they learn. In Kazakhstani market, we are the only bridge school across the Central Asia, I guess. And sometimes parents very intuitively give their children to our school without understanding the deep details of differences of a British education and how it is different from a Kazakh education. And we need to explain our parents here, so that some concerns like why my child doesn't know math at a certain age. And as in Kazakhstan, it's very high attention dedicated to the math in early years. But we explained that in the early years, the child is very naturally develop their knowledge in math, but it's a very different approach in the British environment. And there are some topics that really worth explaining to our current parental community. So these parents, they obviously tell through their channels to their audiences these specific messages that we want our parents to know.
Okay, so those influencer types are really doing that education piece on what British education is about then.
Yes, and how
Yeah.
their children grow and develop in this environment, what they do on a daily basis, how they come to school, how they learn to be independent in the school, what achievements they have, and they celebrate every success of their child. They come to school events, they obviously show the school from inside, and especially before COVID times, when the schools were open for parents, they were coming and show things from inside. Yes, we have our own platforms and we tell the story every day, but it's so great when there is a cooperation with committed parents who obviously support the school. They tell to their audiences, and so obviously people, that's a reputation building as well, so that's very helpful.
Sounds really powerful to have those advocates for your school. And listening to you talk, Anastassiya, I hear so much that just screams to me digital, digital, digital. So social media, YouTube videos, website in multi-languages. Why do you think that the digital aspect of schools marketing is so important now in 2021?
Because we live in a digital world, and the pandemic changed our perception about this work completely. Our parents don't have opportunity to come to school, but we still have to find the ways how to best portray and how to best present our schools. And one of the least, but one of the most important tools I want to talk about today is the platform that we started to use. Probably we were one of the first schools that tried this platform, is virtual school experience platform. And now
Yes.
this is becoming our #1 tool in communicating with our prospective families. So we built for our admissions teams, we created several templates for junior school, for different age groups. And during this channel, these platforms, our admissions team is telling the story to potential parents, and it works. I can't tell you how much parents well receiving this kind of communication, because they don't have opportunity to come to school. Now we're trying again to open the schools for parents, but during all this year, everything that they could build their opinion about the school is how we virtually present this. 360 degrees is something, yes, you can understand like how the building looks like, but to me 360 degrees school tours is a boring video, and or not video, how to call it, like for me it's a quite boring stuff just to go and explore. But with virtual school experiences, we add there all different type of content. We show how school events passed. We have a personalized messages from our headmaster, from key people at school. There is also, we include a message from pupils. It's okay. So just a few days ago, I submitted my marketing report to the governor's board, and I can tell you some statistics.
Yes, please.
Virtual school experience, especially general statistics of using the platform. And I have to mention that this is also the perfect tool for teacher recruitment. This is where we use it and started to use the most. And between August and September, we had more than 2,000 views on our experiences. Some of them for pupil recruitment were quite popular for parents. We created for junior school, for senior school, and for vacancies to advertise the positions at our school. And I heard a very positive feedbacks from teachers who obviously, and especially from last year recruitment, because I think we were the only school on the fair who used this platform.
So did you recruit via the platform, Anastassiya? Or did you fill the vacancy via the platform?
We created a vacancy with all information we wanted to put there. It's interviews from key people with their personalized messages. We included some documents to review, PDF documents, some requirements, and the link to the experience was added to Tess vacancy announced.
Okay, yeah.
So, and we obviously said that if you want to know more about this vacancy, please follow the portal. And all content, all information we built on the platform, so people could observe, review, see the faces, real people, messages that were created especially for this vacancy. And I think for teacher recruitment, it worked really well.
In the same way that you could create that for a prospective parent, so over and above having this virtual tour of the building, you've had videos of staff, students, parents in there. You've done the same for staff recruitment. I think that's really brilliant innovation
as well. And now we are creating, with pupil recruitment, our journey is the fourth. We send a general junior or senior school experience to observe the general information. Then we invite potential parents for a school tour, and after school tour, we send a personalized portal with name, special URL of the dedicated to this family, to this guest, and add very personalized video from the headmaster, and obviously create a very personalized content on this experience so they can show to their families, parents, friends, so this will stay with them forever.
What kind of feedback do you have from parents when you're able to give them so much digital content to introduce your school?
It's quite well received, and we hear very often a wow effect from this platform. We just a few days ago, I chatted with my chairman about the platform, and we also he suggested one great idea how we can use the platform in the future. So in the past, we used school yearbooks. It's a printed booklet with school photos and very big, heavy document, not personalized at all. And in nowadays, people looking for personalized content in all their communications. And what we can do is just for every pupil create their personalized microsite where we can have all most of his photos, photo album, videos from different school events where this pupil participated. And so obviously, instead of just creating this heavy big document as a year group, just use personalized microsites.
Yeah, that's really innovative. And I think it sounds like you're using one digital platform there, and you've got so much money's worth out of it because it's used at every point in the admission cycle. It's used for yearbooks, or will be. It's used for your staff recruitment. So I'm really, really pleased that you're getting so much out of that.
Yes, and we are very pleased with the platform, and we just looking forward to the mobile version. This is the key where we all we think it will even lift the portal into a new level, because most of our communications with our parents, they prefer WhatsApp communications. And so we send the links to our website to important information where they need to complete the inquiry form, or anything like an information related
Yeah.
from a website. But as soon as the portal, the experiences have a mobile version, it will be so easy just to send the link on WhatsApp, just review our content. So it's obviously turning your mobile into horizontal format, and they can explore everything in the mobile. So that's our something that we really looking forward to.
For anybody listening, Anastassiya, who is perhaps wondering what the difference is between a microsite generated by Virtual School Experience and your main school website, how would you articulate that difference?
I think, that discussion I had with my colleagues today, what's the purpose of our website, general school website, to attract potential families, or what's the purpose of that? And so this is something that every school should have, and so people can always refer to information. It's like encyclopedia. So they need to know the stuff. They can go and observe who is working at the school, their qualifications, and this sort of information. If they want to know how to sign up to counselor, school counselor meeting, or they want to know what well-being is about, they can refer to the website. If they want to know about high performance learning, how we are going to develop in this area, they can have a look. But to have a marketing hook and just to present the school from a marketing perspective, I think it's absolutely not a website tool, but virtual school experience. And we have the links from cross links between portal and our website between each other. So from our website, there is sections that you can easily find in admissions section for kindergarten, junior school, senior school. There is a link to the virtual school portal. So we tell them, if you want to know more about junior school, visit our portal. So people can come from our main website and see all information we prepared for them. And at the same time, if they want to come back to our website, they can click on the logo on the top left hand, and they can come back to the website for more encyclopedia type of information. So I think this is a very complementary to tools that work perfectly together, but have very different purpose and goal.
It sounds like you're targeting the information that a parent might see. So if they want to find out more about the junior school, they see the VSC microsite, and if they want to come back and see, more overarching about the policy of the school, they might find that on your actual school website. So it sounds really, really interesting and powerful.
And also, I think if parents want to see everyday school life, they can go to our social media and see what we do every day through our stories, through our posts. That shows real school. So obviously, these three tools, let's say a website, virtual school experience, and social media, they're part of one wheel, right?
Yeah.
And information and the format we present there, you can see that it's not just stolen from somewhere. It's all in the same branding. It's all in the same format, but some information is very instant and just on a daily basis, and some is a little bit better and professionally prepared. But it gives a full picture how the school look like, how we about our people, pupils, staff, and so on. I think it's all together works really well.
Great. And then one question from me, I probably have more of my VSE hat on now, Anastassiya, but have you found that using this VSE platform has had any impact on either the number of inquiries that you get in from prospective families or on the conversion of those inquiries into applications?
I think it definitely helps with conversion, the leads through with our admissions team. I cannot tell you 100% confident whether it's brought more parents to us, but as soon as they contact us, the first thing what they get to get to know our school is virtual school experience platform, the link to the platform. And I'm observing the statistics, the good things, it's growing on a monthly basis. And October and September is probably least popular, October especially, is least popular months in our recruitment process. But the numbers are growing in terms of when I see the dashboard and the statistics of the virtual portals, we can see what was the most popular one, how long time people spend on the experience, and in my statistics says hours. So I don't know whether the statistic calculates us as administrators, how much. So obviously we spend a lot of time there as well. But I want to believe that people explore every content, every video there. And
Yeah.
so the proof for that is just their feedback that they really enjoy. And this is something new. I'm sure that here in Kazakhstan, we are the only school and the only offering that offer them something, a very different experience, just to see the school.
Absolutely. And do you think that being where you are in Kazakhstan, when you're attracting people to your school, whether that's staff or students, do you think that you have to do more, or you have to talk more about how brilliant the school is, because it is brilliant, what's available in Kazakhstan, because it might not be as well known to, say, an expat coming from the UK who might be looking at Thailand and Malaysia and Dubai and
Absolutely.
Kazakhstan?
Yes, and that's absolutely a great question to ask. I think we have more challenges to attract, especially highly qualified staff to Kazakhstan, because the location and destination is not very popular is the one thing, and the climate, we cannot compare with Thailand or Malaysia or Emirates, what they offer. And so, of course, our recruitment process is much harder than for any other locations. And we need to find the right tools to explain about the place. And that's one of our quite popular videos that we create on an annual basis every year. We create a recruitment film, and recently I shared this in my LinkedIn account and also on our YouTube account, how British teachers live and work in both Nur-Sultan and Almaty, 2 films every year. And so obviously we do not force people to say the good things about the place and the school, but that's what they think. And I'm sure that people who are considering Kazakhstan to come, these opinions are very influential. And so this film always integrated into every portal for vacancy, so people can see this. And I think with the right resources put in place and through the right vehicles and tools we use, that helps us to promote the school to the great talents. So we have more than 60 teachers in every school, and all highly qualified, and so they are on a long-term contracts, and so I think it works.
Perfect. So you've given us so much insight into what you're doing around digital marketing today, Anastassiya. We're really, really grateful and really happy to have had you as on a guest. Our favourite question that we ask everybody at the end of these sessions is, what is your favourite thing about working in schools marketing?
For me, it's because we are trying to involve the pupils as much as possible, and that's our future focus. So to turn all our communications into pupils' focus, ask them to speak. This is where we can learn from them and to work with children and involve them in our school marketing. This is something really amazing. And people, for all people on the planet, the content with children is better received than with adults. So I think in terms of if comparing any other business with the school, so we have a great resource, children, that can help us to do our job and diversify all our tools and formats of communication. So because they're so great.
Yeah, it sounds like they really are. And I mean, some of the videos I've seen from your student and staff have been really, really brilliant. So really engaging. And I would advise anybody to go and check those out. I know they're on your LinkedIn, and we'll perhaps link them when this article goes out as well.
Just today, we released our first video newsletter on YouTube. So as we change in the format of our YouTube content and also the format we share news with all our community, we decided to switch from a general email newsletter into video newsletter. And just today we released for the one school, Haileybury Almaty, we released the first newsletter. It was so well received, even from the first moments I shared with the number of channels. So many positive feedbacks, and they said that's where you will succeed. So that will be a really great project that we will definitely implement at the second school at Haileybury Astana, where children are reporters, they're TV presenters. So, and, our next project in Haileybury Almaty to build a TV studio, and so to involve pupils to do more this public speaking, develop their public speaking video. That are essential skills for pupils to develop, that will help them on any job in the future.
Absolutely.
So it's a very exciting project for us, and the first release was quite successful. So I'm pleased with the team and how it all happened.
Sounds like a fantastic job. I'll look forward to seeing more of that and more of your work. Thank you so much again for joining us this morning. I've learned so much from you, and I know that our listeners will as well. So we're really, really grateful to have you on as a guest speaker, Anastassiya.
Thank you so much, Sophia, for inviting. Very nice chat this morning and afternoon. And I'm so privileged to be part of this club.